You guys should better start speaking the truth before I start my investigations. Why did you guys do it?
Kemi, my husband Chijioke is dead. I'm scared they'll find out. I don't want them to find out. Please help me. Help me so that they don't find out. Please, I need your help. I'm scared. I don't want to go to jail. Please help me.
In the silence of the morning, the cracks in their perfect world begin to widen. 3 women, bound by love and resentment, sit across from a man who is oblivious to the tension brewing around him. Ngozi is the first to glance at Chinonso, whose side eye betrays her frustration. And then there's Oluchi, her arms crossed, eyes focused on her plate. They sit in a fragile peace, knowing it won't last. Oluchi walks the fine line between fear and desperation. Her voice trembles as she speaks to a mysterious figure on the other end of the line. She's been hiding her past for so long, but now it threatens to surface. She has done things she regrets, things that could destroy everything she's built. And yet, she can't stop herself. The past is chasing her, and it's only a matter of time before it catches up. Ngozi stumbles upon something she was never meant to see. A letter, tucked away in Chijioke's study, reveals a secret that shakes her to her core. As she reads, her fingers tremble. Chijioke has been hiding something that could unravel everything. But should she confront him, or keep it buried like the rest of the lies? The truth has a way of finding its way to the surface. The kitchen, once the heart of the home, is now a battlefield. Ngozi and Oluchi trade whispered words, exchanging sharp glances when Chinonso isn't looking. The argument about Chijioke has spilled over into every corner of the house. And with it, the wives' growing discontent. There's no more hiding. Their marriage is cracked, and the lies are beginning to show. Chinonso returns to her family's home, but it's not a home anymore. The walls are full of memories, some better left forgotten. She meets with an estranged relative who holds the key to a long-buried family secret. A secret tied to Chijioke. What she heard next pushed her to the edge. It's a revelation that could shatter everything she thought she knew about her husband. Even the smallest things set them off now. The guest room is just a symbol of what's really happening, a breakdown of relationships. Oluchi and Ngozi argue over something so trivial, but beneath the words, there's resentment, frustration, and a power struggle that no one is willing to admit. Chinonso watches. Arms folded, the calm before the storm. How long can they pretend that everything is fine? Oluchi and Chijioke relationship has always been a volatile one. But today, the argument takes a different turn. Accusations are thrown. A confession is hinted at. The affair, once a whispered secret, is finally addressed. But just as quickly, the storm settles, and they stand in an uneasy silence. There's more to this than just a fight. There's something neither of them can admit, and it's the thing that will bring everything crashing down. Ngozi receives a message, one that isn't just a warning, but a plea. A cryptic message from an unknown sender. Do not trust him, the message reads. He's planning something dangerous. Who is this person? Ngozi said, and why are they warning me now? Ngozi doesn't know if she should be scared, confused, or if she should trust the message. But the one thing she does know is that she's not safe in her own husband's homes anymore. The call came in the dead of night. Chijioke was dead. He was found in his study under mysterious circumstances. The house that once buzzed with life now echoes with the cold sound of sirens and flashing lights. As the police flood in, Ngozi's calm demeanor raises suspicions. Chinonso is a mess, her world shattering. They may have lived in the same house, but Chinonso can't help but feel that there's more to this than meets the eye. That night, Oluchi is more than just a wife grieving her husband's sudden death, she's a woman with something to hide. As she watches the footage from the security cameras, the truth becomes clearer. She knows exactly what happened that night, but she's too afraid to speak. She rewinds the footage over and over, her breath shallow, the weight of what she's hiding pressing down on her. One slip, one wrong move, and it could all come crashing down. Chinonso sits with Kimi, someone who has always known her secrets. But today, the words are harder to speak. I think one of us did it, she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. Chijioke's death is no accident, she believes. But which of the wife is responsible? The guilt of suspicion weighs heavy on her, and she's afraid that if she's wrong, it will be her downfall. Kimi can see the fear in her eyes, but does Chinonso know the full truth? The interrogation is intense. One by one, the wives are questioned, each providing their alibis and stories. But it's Ngozi's calm that unsettles everyone. While Chinonso trembles and Oluchi grows defensive, Ngozi doesn't flinch. She sticks to her story, but something about her serenity feels off. The police know something is missing, and Ngozi might just be the key to unlocking it. Desperate for answers, Oluchi digs deeper into Chijioke's personal life. What she finds is more than just financial records, it's a journal, hidden away and filled with notes that reveal secrets Chijioke had kept even from her. Transactions, meetings with unknown figures, and the most chilling entry of all, a name. A woman Chijioke had been seeing behind Oluchi's back. Oluchi can't breathe as she flips through the pages, knowing she's just uncovered the final piece of the puzzle, but is she ready for what comes next? Chinonso can't hold her suspicions in any longer. She confronts Oluchi in the hallway, accusing her of hiding the truth about Chijioke's death. But Oluchi denies it all, her face a mask of cool defiance. Chinonso's heart races as she watches Oluchi's icy response. There's something about Oluchi's behavior that gives her away, but what is it? A guilty conscience? Or is Oluchi just trying to protect herself from the truth? In a heated confrontation, Ngozi and Chinonso finally let the truth spill out. They each have a piece of the puzzle but have never realized how deeply their pasts with Chijioke intertwine. Ngozi reveals that Chijioke had always favored her, that their relationship went deeper than just a marriage. But Chinonso's revelation hits harder. She was Chijioke's first love, and they shared a secret that neither had ever shared with the others. As the weight of these revelations sinks in, they both realize that Chijioke's death isn't just a tragedy, it's a consequence of their own tangled lives. The final twist comes when Oluchi finds the last piece of the puzzle, a photograph of Chijioke with another woman. This woman, unlike the others, isn't part of Chijioke's hidden world. She was his lover, the one he planned to leave everything for. As the pieces fall into place, it becomes clear, Chijioke's death wasn't just the result of a jealous wife. It was the result of his own betrayal, the one Oluchi could never have anticipated. The calm before the storm is shattered when Ngozi speaks. Chijioke's family isn't who you think they are, she says, her voice steady but filled with weight. As the words hit the air, the atmosphere shifts. The wives are suddenly filled with suspicion, their minds racing. What else has Chijioke hidden? And what does this new revelation mean for the future of their marriage? The truth is no longer just a whisper, it's a blaring alarm that they can no longer ignore. Chinonso thought the inheritance would be a blessing. But the lawyer's words come with a condition: you must prove your loyalty. The catch is clear: pass the test, or lose everything. Chinonso knows she's on the edge of something huge. A fortune lies within her reach, but is it worth the cost? The test won't be easy, and she's about to learn just how far she's willing to go for the wealth Chijioke promised her. Oluchi thought she was done with her past, but her past has a way of catching up. In a shadowy corner of the city, she meets the figure who's been pulling her strings for years. Blackmail. It's a dirty word, but for Oluchi, it's a reality. The figure knows something about Chijioke's death, something that could ruin Oluchi's life. As the figure hands her an envelope, Oluchi is forced to confront a dark truth. The life she's built might crumble with one wrong move. Oluchi and Chijioke were once fire and ice. Their relationship, full of passion, was just as full of betrayal. A flashback takes us back to a time when love and anger were intertwined. Chijioke's affair with Oluchi's best friend, his manipulation, his control, it was all part of a dance neither could escape. Oluchi wasn't just a lover, she was a pawn in a game Chijioke played with everyone's emotions. But when the game is rigged, no one wins. Accusations fly as Ngozi finally confronts Chinonso about her role in Chijioke's downfall. "You sabotaged his business for personal gain," Ngozi says, her voice trembling with anger. But Chinonso doesn't flinch. With a devilish smile, she flips the accusation. "You were the one pulling the strings all along. You've been planning this from the start." The truth is far more complicated than either of them wants to admit. In the end, they both have a piece of the puzzle, but neither knows how to put it together. The wives discover a hidden letter from Victor to Oluchi. Chijioke's words are filled with regret, hinting at an affair that was more than just a betrayal. Oluchi's heart sinks as she reads the words, "I regret ever meeting her. If only I could go back." Ngozi reads over her shoulder, her face pale with the realization that the man they thought they knew was hiding more than just secrets, he was hiding himself. With nowhere left to hide, Oluchi confesses the truth. She was having an affair with Chijioke's business partner. But it wasn't just love or lust, it was a strategy. Chijioke had been planning to cut her off, and Oluchi knew it. Her affair was a means of securing her place in his world. But now, she wonders if it was all for nothing. Chijioke is dead, and so is her future. The murder wasn't about love, it was about survival. And Oluchi was willing to do anything to ensure hers. In a final twist, it is revealed that Chijioke's death wasn't an accident, it was orchestrated by someone they never suspected. One of the wives, playing a deadly game of manipulation and deceit, was the one who killed Chijioke. But which one? The web of lies has woven a complicated pattern, and the truth is more twisted than they could have ever imagined. As the wives stand in the dimly lit room, each of them now knows the killer was someone close. But who will be left standing when the dust settles? The police have made their move. Oluchi is arrested for Chijioke's murder, but the wives aren't as certain as they appear. The arrest is only the beginning. Secrets remain buried, lies still untold, and the truth is a much darker thing than any of them imagined. For now, they form an uneasy truce, but the walls are closing in, and the truth is far from over. Ngozi stumbles upon a key, an unexpected discovery that leads her to a hidden room. Her heart races as the door creaks open, revealing a treasure trove of documents, letters, and photographs. These could be the final pieces of the puzzle, documents that could expose everything. The question is, should she expose them? Or are some secrets better left untouched? Alone in her prison cell, Oluchi's guilt is overwhelming. She admits to Kimi that she played a much darker role in Chijioke's death than anyone could know, but some pieces remain hidden. She's not ready to face the full extent of her actions. The rage, the jealousy, the desperation, it was all too much to control. But the real truth? That's a secret Oluchi can't bring herself to tell. The air crackles with tension as the wives come face to face again. Ngozi finally accuses Chinonso of her manipulations, while Chinonso fires back, accusing Ngozi of orchestrating the downfall from the start. Each wife reveals her own secrets, but trust is nowhere to be found. In the end, they all know the same thing: they've been playing games. But only one of them will pay the ultimate price. Chinonso can hardly believe her eyes. Chijioke's will was meant to be a final promise, but what she finds is a betrayal worse than anything she could have imagined. Chijioke was planning to leave everything to a younger woman, one that none of them knew. A will that could change the fate of the entire family. But someone is already one step ahead of her, and Chinonso realizes that the game she's been playing is about to come crashing down. Ngozi holds Chijioke's final words in her hands, a letter that reveals more than she could ever have imagined. Chijioke had been planning to leave them all, for a younger woman, one who would take everything from them. He had been planning to destroy their lives for a fresh start. But what no one could have predicted is that his plans were about to ruin everything, right down to his own life. Oluchi breaks. In a fit of guilt and sorrow, she admits to the unthinkable. She killed Chijioke. The woman who had once been desperate to hold on to him, now feels the crushing weight of what she's done. Chijioke's affair shattered her, and in a moment of rage, she confronted him. She never meant to kill him, but in her desperate jealousy, she lost control. And now, she must face the consequences of her actions. With Oluchi's confession, the chapter seems to close. But there's a final twist. Chijioke's death wasn't just about love or jealousy. Ngozi and Chinonso may have played a quieter role, manipulating him, pushing him to the brink. They had all chipped away at him, in their own way, until his breaking point. Oluchi may have killed him, but they were all part of his slow unraveling. And as Oluchi is arrested, the other wives must live with the knowledge that their lies and betrayals were the real cause of his death.